So welcome back to Partner Lessons. This short video is about teaching your first day. So in your first day, there are a couple of things you need to do. As soon as you need to have your classroom staged, and what I mean by that is I always have one of my art worksheets laid out. I have watercolors, everything is set up. So as they come in, students are gonna get an idea of understanding of just what to expect. Number two is I'll also hand out a folder, just a regular manila folder that you would keep files in. You can get them at any Staples or Office Depot or wherever. Then I have the students do a watercolor, or you can just have markers on the table, and they decorate a folder. So they put their name on the folder and they decorate the folder in their own aesthetic, using doing whatever they want, the last name, the full name, whatever they want. So this folder gives them ownership of belonging to them. So then I explain to them that all assignments will then go into the folder itself. It's important that for the first 2 weeks of class, you be very firm, especially if you're in a Title I school. You have to be, basically, you have to be just very direct. You have to let the students know this is a non-negotiable classroom, that you're the authority in your classroom. Whatever you say goes. And so if you have to have very firm language and an affect that states that. They need to know who's boss. You have to make up your mind if you're going to want to allow them to use a cell phone in their class, in your classroom. So if you're a STEM subject teacher, absolutely not, because if you're teaching math, there's no way you can compete with someone texting. For myself, I teach for 2 to 3 minutes and give demonstrations. I'll let my students listen to music on their phone, and that's it. But if you give them the phone, in that you have to be aware of the fact that they will end up texting, they will end up making selfies and all the rest, and you just have to keep watch over that and keep that to a minimum. But at the same time, I use it as a privilege. So high school students especially, they like to be treated with respect. So if you give them that respect at the beginning, it can work for you, but you have to really keep it in check. So the first day is also an introduction day. So what I do is I'll do a game where I put up on the board 5 things about Mr. Bennell, and you're to figure out which one is false. And this is just a fun introduction game that works really well. And then I go through each one of the points, explaining why the 4 of them are not false, and then of course the one that is false, I'll reveal why it is. So this is a really good introduction game. I also, for the first couple of weeks, I'll pass out an index card, and on the index card the students are to reveal to me things about themselves. So I'll have them list your greatest fear, for instance, list your greatest joy, list your greatest accomplishment, things of that nature each day. And then what that does is I save those cards and I put them in a folder or my own personal file so I can get to know the students. And I will read the answers to the classroom, because then what happens is you establish this human relationship dynamic in the class. That's quite enough really for the first day. And then in the next video, I'll simply share about how I think a good art class should be in terms of ongoing dynamics.